Hey, Change Agents. Welcome to Change Agents TV with me, Tracy B. Allen. If this is your first time catching me, I am the owner of TVA Consulting, where we help our clients to develop the systems and processes needed to build and grow a profitable, sustainable, and compliant infrastructure so that they can achieve their mission and realize their vision through education, training, and consulting. But most of all, we help our clients to create impact in the communities that they serve. So today, we are talking about the PPP loan and the sole proprietor. So I spoke on an SBA conference yesterday for the New England region. And before that, I was getting a lot of questions about it. But now after that, my email is full and people are constantly reaching out to me with questions about the PPP. Now, I am not an SBA representative at all. I just happen to know a lot about it because I did a lot of research and I asked a lot of questions to bankers, to the people who work at the SBA, and I just know a lot about the subject matter. So the question, well, a few things. So we're going to talk about it in reference to sole proprietors, and we're going to also talk about it in reference to nonprofits as well. So a lot of people have not applied for the PPP loan because of the word loan attached to it, and they're not exactly sure if they qualify for it or how they're going to utilize it in order to turn the loan into a grant at the end. Well, the first thing that you need to do is to gather your paperwork together. So you want to make sure that you have all the documents that you need in place. And I think that's what's scaring a lot of people is the fact that you don't have your documents together. Most sole proprietors in small and nonprofit organizations don't have a bookkeeper. They don't know how to keep their own books. So they're commingling a lot of funds, which nonprofits really should not be doing that at all because it's not your stuff. But let's talk about for sole proprietors first. You're commingling your funds. So that means you're mixing your business funds with your personal funds. So you don't have any real clear demarcation of what's what. Well, you need to just sit down with your statements and go through it and clearly define what came in for your business and how that money was spent. When you're doing your Schedule C, when you're filing your taxes, you have to do that anyway. So you already have somewhat of a system in place. You just need to refine the system. You can use an Excel spreadsheet for that and do your profit and loss statements. What came in, what went out of the business. Be very clear about that month for month. If you had losses, like you had a negative balance in 2019 on your Schedule C, no, you will not qualify for it. But there are banks that will allow you to use your profit and loss statements from 2020 for the first 3 months. So if you can show that you were making a profit prior to the coronavirus, you can turn those in as part of your PPP loan application. Your banker will process it. There are places like SCORE and some Chamber of Commerce's and other organizations within your community that can help you fill out and navigate the loan process. But don't just not apply for it because you think you don't know how, you don't qualify or you don't know how to. Reach out to someone who actually knows how to do the process and let them help you through the process. It makes no sense for your business to suffer to the point that it probably will close because you're afraid to apply for a loan. When it comes to getting the loan, you don't have to be fearful about actually spending the money. Spend the money according to the guidelines. If you don't spend the money according to the guidelines, that is when you're going to have trouble. If you spend the money according to the guidelines, you will not have trouble. I was literally on the phone with someone, texting back and forth with a few people last night who contacted me after the webinar because they did get the PPP loan and it's sitting in their bank accounts and they're asking me, can they give it back? I'm like, why would you want to give it back? Is your business swimming in money? Did you not have any losses because of the coronavirus? And the answer was always yes, they had losses. So why would you then not want to spend the money? They're afraid to spend the money because they're afraid that they're not going to spend it in the right way, and then they're going to end up having to pay it back. Now, in worst case scenario, you screw up a little bit and you have to pay back the loan. It is 1%. Are you telling me 1% is going to kill you? It's not. If you had to get a loan, a regular traditional loan for your business, you'd be paying something like between 8 to 12%. 1% of a couple $1,000s, because most people are getting like anywhere between 2,000. Well, the smaller business, sole proprietors, anywhere between $2,500. I think the most I've heard anyone get is like $10,000, and this is smaller, under like 5 people employed or less, right? Now the bigger ones, which are still mid-range, anywhere from like 10 to maybe about 30 people, now they're getting like, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars or thousands and thousands of dollars. But for the smaller person, you're worrying about misspending $2,500 to $5,000. That's ridiculous, right? So initially when the PPP came out, they said that you had to use 75% for payroll and 25% for overhead expenses. They have since relaxed. They have since relaxed those terms. So now you are able to use 60% for payroll and 40% for overhead expenses. Keep track. It's all about record keeping. Keep track of how you spend the money. How much did you allot yourself? If you're paying yourself on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis, how are you allotting that money for yourself? So this week, my weekly paycheck is X amount of dollars, and you have to show that you paid yourself, how that money was transferred from one account to the next one. You don't literally have to write yourself a check. Then how you took out the monies for whatever your deductions are, and where did that money go? Just keep a good, accurate record of how you spent the money. The same thing for your overhead expenses. When you pay your utility bills, keep the receipt for that. When you pay your rent, keep the receipt for that. Whatever it is that you're paying, keep the receipts. That is what is going to determine whether or not you have to pay it back at 1% or it becomes a forgivable loan. Now, also the forgiveness application is already out, so you can go ahead and look at it and see what they're asking for, so that you make sure that when you're spending the money, that you're spending it within the guidelines. But being scared of applying for it or being scared of spending it is ridiculous. The guidelines are there for you. They're clear. There is no reason for you to hesitate. Hesitating is going to cause your business to be financially stressed, and you don't want that. You want to be able to continue on providing the services that your business provides. But the only way to do that is to understand how to use the money. And if you did get the money, why did you sign the promissory note if you didn't understand how to utilize it? For nonprofit organizations, it's pretty much the same thing. You need to have your 990 together. You need to have your profit and loss statements together. So if you have not been doing really good record keeping, you did not make any money at all in your nonprofit, you filed the 990 Easy or 990N or whatever it is because you had a zero balance, then you probably will not qualify for the PPP loan because you don't have any income, so there was no loss. Remember, this is to replace something that you lost because of the coronavirus. But get with somebody so that someone can really assess your individual circumstances to give you a good answer as to whether or not you qualify for it. But if you do qualify for it, I am definitely going to encourage you to take the money and utilize the money according to the guidelines. Don't be afraid. If you are afraid, reach out to someone who understands, like myself or someone else in your community who understands how to spend the money and spend it that way. But this is for your business survival. Take advantage of it. You have, let's see, today is the 17th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days. You have 13 days in which to apply for the loan. Get on it. Get on it today. All right, so that's it for Change Agents TV today. Thank you for joining me. And if you want to reach out to me, my information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, or you can send me an email here, which is my website there, or send me an email at TVACON. That's not my email. You can send me an email at Tracy@tracyvallen.com. All right, have a great day, guys. Bye.